instructors, we have a life-changing curriculum. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com to learn more.
My savings are gone.
Okay, where were they last?
Here, right before I spent them on that vacation to Aruba.
Weird. Not weird. Not saving now means no money later. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Hey man, what's going on, y'all? It's the Crush Sports Talk on the Sensation Station Network. It's your boy Eagle A's and Maceo Hurd.
Yes, sir.
Over here in the corner, man. Hey man, we got us a little guest that done came in the building. Who's here?
Don't know how she got in the building.
It's Bobeth Yates from CBS 46, and I came in because the door was open.
Y'all here?
Oh, so yeah, we got to talk to somebody.
We got to talk to our security bag, but right, y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back, y'all.
Honey, what you cook for dinner tonight?
Do you want the good news or the bad news first?
The bad news first.
I cooked nothing.
Well, that's the good news then.
Uh-huh. Well, there's no bad news then because tonight we're going to have Jerk Palace.
Call Jerk Palace for authentic Caribbean cuisine, including vegetarian entrees with authentic Caribbean flavor. Call 770-892-5049. Located at 6221 Jonesboro Road, Highway 54 in Morrow, Georgia. Jerk Palace.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Welcome to Atlanta where the players play and we ride on them things like
It's time for the crushing interview.
We're going to this crushing interview brought to you by Oracy Software. The Oracy team is committed to providing full life cycle support for developing, testing, and delivering market-driven products. Oracy's motto is when the customer engages one of us, they engage all of us. Go to Oracy.com, ORASI.com for more information. Maceo, you okay with that? Can you introduce our guest, man?
Hey man, CBS 46 reporter, woman about town, official AT alien.
Is it official after a year?
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me get some votes. Bobeth Yates to the microphone. What's going on, buddy?
I'm so happy to be here. I'm back. I thought after the last time you guys weren't going to invite me.
Stop it. Thought about it. Stop it.
So you said it. It's been a year, right?
It's been a year. Officially celebrated the year in January.
What happens from day one to a year? What's been different with Bobeth and the ATL?
I can say I got out a little bit more now. A little.
Just little?
You do
Just
get out.
little.
You do get out.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Let's start with Super Bowl. Talk about your experience covering the Super Bowl.
I worked a lot.
You did.
We had we were live broadcasting from the experience, so we set up a whole booth and we were doing a lot of interviews, having people come in and out. It was just a really good experience. And from that, you kind of got connected with some nice folks, got to go some places.
This
sound fun.
Don't be trying to hide. Where did you get the chance to go? I mean, what were we talking? That you can say on the air.
I guess I could say any of them. I got to all of the good parties.
Okay, well, I need to look. You was in the streets, man. I need to know
I
where
was
you
in
was
the
at.
streets.
Speak your truth.
So I went to that comedy show. Can't remember, Cedric and
I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
$700 a pop. Okay, keep going.
Whatever.
When you work for certain people, you ain't got to worry about that, though, right?
And I went to the Maxim party and also went to the Sports Illustrated party.
Excuse me, they couldn't Maxim Sports Illustrated.
That was nice.
Baller.
I know.
Did you go as a media, or were you
I
there?
went as a guest. Is that okay?
So as a guest, you were able to, since you didn't have your media badge on, there's some other things you could do that, because you're off the clock.
That's correct.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes you have to relax. It's not all about work. You relax all the time. Earlier, you were telling me you about to do all kinds of stuff.
Hey, that's, we partners. When you You supposed to tell the people that, man. Let that go. Next question, Emmanuel Glaze. We got to get past that.
Them shades almost came off on that.
We got to get past that.
Yeah, them shades almost came off on that question.
Delete.
Hey, so when you got through the Super Bowl, what was the thing that amazed you the most about the experience? Not only from a reporter, just from an overall experience.
To be honest, I did not know that it took that much. You know, I thought it was just a game, and then at the end it would be
Wait,
okay.
you just said that.
It's just a game, but it's like a whole experience from like a 10-day event that it builds up all these different elements, and it touches more than just sports.
Yes.
So I was impressed with all that went into like just planning how organized they were, because I didn't expect the organization to be as great as it was, and it, you know, I felt the city did an excellent job putting it together.
Very good job.
Yeah.
NFL the mob. So everything comes off. I mean, the way they strategize, because to me, I always tell people this, the game is just a small part.
Yeah.
It's everything that leads up to it and after.
Yeah.
And it's just, oh yeah, by the way, you know we're going to play the game too.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. Just let y'all know that.
That's how I felt about it. Like, if I were to change anything, it would just be maybe including the West Side community a little bit more. But outside of that, I think they did an excellent job.
I agree with that.
So, but I don't think I want to do it again anytime soon, I can tell you that. We were going 12-hour shifts.
Well, you know it's in Miami next year, right?
Yeah, but if I go to Miami, I'm just going as a guest. I'm not going to be working.
Well, your affiliate, well, it ain't Miami.
No, I think I don't think it's CBS next year.
It rotates.
Yeah, that's right.
It rotates.
Yeah.
I get you.
But so if I go in Miami, I'm just going to hang out and enjoy it. This was tough because I was trying to work and be out in the streets. You know, it don't work.
Yeah, nah, it don't work, especially with the amount of walking we had to
Couldn't
do.
sleep.
Did you sleep?
Team
2
no
hours?
sleep.
Team no sleep. Man, I slept well for you.
The one day I did see
I don't believe you.
she had the stunner shades on the one day I did see her.
Shut up. That's not
Oh, my-
true. Did I borrow them from you? Because I like yours.
Let's take a break, everybody.
He
On
keep
the
talking.
other side of the break. Yes.
Stay with us.
Yes.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com,
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would. But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it. And it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ. And He guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. I want to be a warm fleece on a cold day. I want to be a football stadium. I want to be a bike that races around the country. I want to be a bench on a forest trail. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Bobeth Yates. I'm sorry, it's your boy. The Crush Sports Talk on the Sensation Station Network. We're in our Crush It interview right now, presented by Oracy Software with Bobeth Yates of CBS 46. Did they buy you some drinks during Super Bowl weekend?
Yes, I got a couple.
Okay, I'm just go ahead, baby.
I have fun with my drinks.
I didn't know
though,
that.
you know.
I didn't know that guy could sing over there.
I can't.
I tell you,
That's
somebody
it.
when we had guests in the studio, this guy. Oh, so
Yes.
they're sending you so many assignments you've been on. Talk about your NASCAR experience. That seemed pretty fun.
Could have said.
Oh my gosh, it was my first NASCAR race ever.
Oh yeah, it was his too.
Oh, did you have fun?
No, did I?
That was actually a lot of fun. It was one, I didn't think going in, I was like, oh, cars going around in circles. Come on, dude. I don't want to do this. It's going to be so long. But just seeing how the men drove and just wiggled their way through. And I mean, how else would you say? Because they're going around, but you're like, how is it possible you can even pass? Yeah. So, you know, being able to see them do that, I thought was amazing. And then I met the first black female, what do you call it, crew change, tire changer?
Pit crew.
Yeah, so she was up there picking up the tires, putting it on her shoulder, running. I was like, what, girl? I mean, I barely could pick up a gallon of milk, and she got big tires and running it down the thing. I was like, what? I was really impressed. I had a good time. And no drinks.
Of course not. That would have been bad. Yeah. Got on the job.
Yeah, but I was impressed, and I really was impressed by that. And then the drivers, unlike most sports, they stuck around. Yeah. They were there for almost like an hour afterwards. They were talking to the fans. They were really interacting. I can't remember his name now, but the guy that won, he took pictures with everybody.
So you stayed for 325 laps?
Yeah. Oh. Yes, I did. For 2 days, because I did the race the weekend.
Oh, you did so
I did the whole weekend.
And everything.
So I did the practice race. I did the Saturday race. It was a lot of race.
So are you specifically doing sports, or are you just doing stories? What are you doing right now for CBS 40?
So what they call me is general assignment. So that means at any given day, the story can change. And so I am the news of the day type of person. So whatever is the big story that day, that's what I'll be sent on.
So it's 7 days a week for you?
It seems like it. It does seem like it.
Because you weekends, you doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it does. And I was, I worked 6 days a week for the last couple of days, and it would have been 7, but I luckily got out of it today. So I'm here.
That's what's up.
You and I, we kid about this from time to time, but you have a Instagram fan page that is off the hook. Have you met the designer of this page?
No, I feel like I should pay him though. So I have been trying to figure out who is doing it, and I'll message them and I'll be really nice. I'm like, hey, I just want to say thank you for posting. Can you tell me who you are? And they won't tell me. They'll just say, they're a fan and they feel I deserve it. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can't get you mad. You don't want to upset him. He has a lot of power right now.
I don't want to upset Anita because you're going to see his eyes. Keep coming in buildings and stuff. Hey, Malik, make sure that the door down there closed.
Right. I got a funny feeling this footage will find its way to that page as well.
So, I mean, you did a year in Atlanta. What has impressed you about the city of Atlanta?
The people, everyone here is super passionate. Regardless of what they're doing, they're real passionate about it, and they take it to other levels. Like in another city, you doing your job at this level. No, Atlanta people about here, they extra. So I love their passion. I love how, like this gentleman next to me. And I love that.
I think you just gave him his, you know how you do your bios? That's his bio.
No, seriously. They give so much energy, and it just makes you feel welcomed and makes you feel like it's okay to be you. Where in other cities, you almost feel like you have to tone it down. Atlanta lets you be however you want.
I tell people this all the time. You can tell people from Atlanta just the way we move. And so you can be it. So for some reason, everybody thinks you have to go to Lenox Mall to meet whoever. So you can be at Lenox. You can tell Atlanta people, Idris Elba can be walking through, and people just going to be like, man, what up, man? What up, Idris? Man, Stringer Bell, man, he's snitching on folk in the wild. We still mad about that, but out of towners, oh my God, it's Idris. Man, that dude must be from Milwaukee somewhere, man. Go back home, man. We full. I'm sorry.
Stop it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Keep going, Glaze.
So when you see the people and all that, this got to be one of you've been around some other places. This got to be one of the most Atlanta just is a melting pot almost of people as well. Just you got your Atlanta folks, but then there's a lot of transient people as well.
They are,
and that's to see those type of people. What has surprised you? You talking about they're at 100 all the time. What else has surprised you about the people of Atlanta?
So you have a lot of minorities here that are doing positive things. I think in other cities, many cities I've been in, you have very few African Americans at the top of their game. In Atlanta, almost every company, there's somebody on a board or someone that's the CEO or someone that owns something. And I love that. It's like just per capita, the amount of power that they have here does not compare to most other cities. Maybe DC could come close, but I think Atlanta is like seriously killing the game when it comes to uplifting minorities.
Yeah, like I said, if you're a hater, man, you're not from here, man. Go
When
back
we
home.
return, we gotta put you on the spot. We gotta ask you some of your favorite spots you've been in.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Let's see what
Should
you
be better this time.
After a year, I got some now.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man!
No, sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them. Like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kinda love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me. Whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Energizing a nation, one listener at a time. It's ssnatl.com. Radio that's not dumbed down.
Hey, Prime and his feelings today.
I like this song.
Did we have him on the show?
Hey, we did have Tila.
on
I'm
the
so
show.
tired of balling. Yeah.
And we got Bobeth in the building.
Yes, she liked that song.
As you can tell, if you look at the mic, she's been a little dancing right now.
We need to figure out how to add music to our Snapchat. Somebody, maybe one of these geniuses back here can show us. I hate everybody can do that except me. To my Snapchat, not my Snapchat, my IG story. So I need one of them to get on that. Let's go ahead, Manuel Blaze. I'm sorry, sir.
I thought you the man, though, man.
I don't know.
But anyway, hey, Bobeth. So you've been here a year.
Yes.
I need to ask you some questions, and I need you to answer them fully. Understand them.
Okay.
What's your spot right now? Where you hanging out at these days in these streets? See, we can all.
Like restaurant?
Let's do restaurant first.
So my favorite spot on Mondays especially is Pork Albin's. I love that restaurant.
Okay. I can dig it. I can dig it.
Yeah.
What do they serve?
It's like a fusion American. Drinks are amazing. It's a small spot, but on Mondays they have half off wine bottles.
That's why that's the spot.
That's why that's the spot.
Yeah.
Prime, can we take it off a little early and go get some? Prime, you rolling?
But the food is amazing.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Now that you've been here,
Yes.
what highways have you learned to avoid?
I feel like all of them. This is ridiculous.
Great answer. Great answer.
All the streets are always a mess at all times.
At all times.
It's like 9 o'clock at night, 75 still like bumper to bumper.
And we're forever doing construction.
Atlanta, y'all might get a really too, because you can't schedule 4 things at the same time. But we'll talk about that later. Since you've been here, what's the toughest story you've done so far?
The toughest story. That one's harder. Whenever you go to a death story, it's hard because you have to take that step to talk to the family, and they just lost someone, and you know that's part of your job. But I know if I had just lost a family member, I don't want to talk to anyone. But there was this incident in Clayton County where an older gentleman minding his own business, and his neighbor killed him, and not just killed him, dismembered him multiple pieces and stuck his body in a under cooler and a tarp. And for me, and I don't it's hard because some of these stories you get so used to them, you don't usually have the same emotional connection. But going up to that family, and they were just so sincere, I had a hard time. I still have a hard time when I think about it.
I hear it, yeah.
So
that's wild. It's being in that position where you kind of really don't know day to day if you're going to be covering sports, if it's going to be something like that. How do you mentally prepare as you walk through the door?
You can't. You just have to be one of those people that, one, don't take yourself too seriously, because it's not because you don't know, it's not going to be perfect. And then two, you also have to be genuinely open. If you are rigid and everything has to go a certain way, you cannot survive in this industry, because everything is always not going the way it's supposed to. So you have to learn how to just overall go with the flow. If you don't get an interview, find someone else. If you don't, if you screw up on camera, keep going. Like little things that you just kind of have to just learn how to just roll with the flow.
So when you get in and you get these assignments, what's the furthest you've been so far on an assignment and while you've been here? When they said you need to go to where to do this story, and you've been like, wow, we got to go where?
A little south of Macon. And I was like, you want to do this in one day? Where you want me to go there, do it, and come back and still be done by 4 o'clock for the 4 o'clock newscast? Okay. So it was one of the farm areas that were impacted by the storm.
The storm. Yeah. Dang, so you just jumped in. Were you by yourself, or you had a camera crew?
No, I was by myself that day. So I was in the little truck rolling. I was going.
Talk about the power of technology and how it helps your job.
So we literally at this point, we record things in these high definition, so you can almost see. Like before, when like a couple years ago, you would record something, but you didn't have the same visual effect. It wasn't as impactful. So now, just the fact that we can get something and then we're having it on air and feeding it back, without, back in the days you see those big live trucks where they had the antenna being raised up.
We knew y'all was coming.
Yeah.
Truck over there.
Now we don't even need all those things. We have these little backpacks. You hook it up to your camera, or hook it up to the computer if you have it in the computer, and it's back to the station in minutes. And they can bring it on air, and it's live from wherever. So the technology has advanced over the years amazingly.
Do you surprise yourself sometimes when you do some things, you be like, man, I can't believe I covered that, or I said that, or I was a part of that? Does it still surprise you where you're going in your career right now with this?
I'm surprised every single day. I'm like, did I make that deadline? Oh man, jeez Louise, I'm really good at this. No, because sometimes the deadlines are crazy. Sometimes so I had an interview this Sunday. The press conference was at 4:30. And my show was at 6 o'clock, and I was the lead story in the show. We still have to write, you still have to edit, you still have to feed it back, and I made the deadline. I was feeling myself. I was like over here. I didn't say it though.
I would be everybody's reference, man.
I mean, but I was feeling myself.
No doubt, you should celebrate yourself, man. We don't do that enough. We don't do that enough, and I guess it's crazy because you have to shoot it to them, and then they might be like, now we need to change this, and then now you got to go back in and do it some more.
Yeah, so, because, like, let's say I write the script and I send it to my boss. My boss was like, oh, we need some changes here. So you're going back and forth with them about the script. You still have a deadline. So
Right.
even if they say, I don't like your script, then you have to voice the script. Then you have to edit the script.
Wow.
You know, so what you see on camera, a lot of people think it's just like this 5-minute process. If you really put time in it, it takes about an hour to write the script, an hour to edit the script, and somewhere between 50 and 20 minutes to send it back. So if you start adding all that up, you don't have time.
Right.
So when you do all of that in 1 hour, and it's normally supposed to take multiple hours, you start feeling like, you know, you did something really good.
Hey, Brian, did the short one coming up? All right, it's time. Hot seat.
Hot seat.
Hot
Do it.
seat.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Stay with us.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com,
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Some knowledge belongs to us and us alone. The way our girlfriends walk, talk, touch their hair. Details that only a sister can know about her girls. But what about our other girls? The ones we carry with us every day. Our bond with our sister girls gives life. But knowing your breasts can save it. Go to knowyourgirls.org for the facts you need on breast health. Brought to you by Susan G. Coleman and the Ad Council.
Honey, what you cook for dinner tonight?
Do you want the good news or the bad news first?
The bad news first.
I cooked nothing.
Well, that's the good news then.
Uh-huh. Well, there's no bad news then, because tonight we're gonna have Jerk Palace.
Call Jerk Palace for authentic Caribbean cuisine, including vegetarian entrees with authentic Caribbean flavor. Call 770-892-5049. Located at 6221 Jonesboro Road, Highway 54 in Morrow, Georgia. Jerk Palace.
Credit, Jack. Yeah, black on.
Yeah, man, it's that time real quick. We're going to do in this segment, we're going to throw some questions at you. You've been in the hot seat before, right? You remember?
Yes, I remember.
Let's get it, man. It's time to throw these hot questions. Make sure you start it off, man.
Most surprising person you met during Super Bowl week?
You.
Hey!
What do you like to, how do you de-stress?
Sleep.
A lot of sleep.
A lot of sleep, yeah.
What you got, Mace?
When you have to let your hair down, what spot do you go kick it in the ATL?
Revel.
Shout out to our people, Tori. What's up, Tori? Doing the big things over there at Sweet Lounge and Revel. So, when you are watching TV, what is it that you pay attention to? Because I know you get tired of the news. So what's that show that you're watching right now?
If I tell y'all, gonna laugh at me.
No, because we've heard them all.
SpongeBob.
Except that one. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Krabby Patties, huh?
Nick at Night has SpongeBob on almost all night.
Awesome. I wasn't ready for that.
Krabby Patties. Wow.
That was awesome.
I know, I love it.
Being in ATL, have you caught on to the Waffle House craze yet?
I have not.
Have you been to Waffle House?
I have been, and then I'm like, you know what? The wait is too long for Waffle House. This is too much. Y'all doing the most. I'm going home and cook my own eggs.
She said she got tired of waiting for
Like, are you kidding? It's 40 minutes for Waffle House? That's a long wait.
It's really not.
So how many outfits have you bought since you've been here? Because you got to look fresh on this TV. How many you got in the closet right now?
Okay, I don't know. I did like a Instagram post a couple months ago where my closet's a disaster. I can't fit no more clothes. My landlord's mad at me because my closet keeps falling down. It's too much stuff in there.
Time to go to IKEA. And get some of those,
I mean the shelves, like, because you know, you only can put a certain amount of clothes.
Right.
And that's what he told me. He was like, stop, you cannot put this much clothes in here.
Now,
It's
again,
not designed
it's time
to
for you to
hold
go to
it.
IKEA and get you some, you have to fold that stuff.
Balance that stuff a little.
Yeah.
The landlord like, look, there's too many clothes. That's somebody else tell you.
If we got to come up here and reinforce this thing one more time, it's going to be a problem out here in these streets.
Yeah, so,
Wow.
yeah, he's not happy.
He can't be.
I'm sure. And I feel bad. What am I supposed to do with him?
Just walking class. So does it fall in the middle of the night, or then when you come from work, you be like, oh.
It depends. Some days it falls in the middle of the night when it scares me the hell out of me. I'm like, wait, just what happened?
Hey, real quick before we last one,
Mm-hmm.
what music you listening to right now?
J. Cole. I like his new single.
I was
No
shocked at that
album.
because we're talking about SpongeBob.
I'm a
SpongeBob SquarePants.
It is Sean Prime from Inside the Loop with myself and Brenna B, and I've been talking about Jeans Body Tech for a minute simply because it's a premier gym and a pristine spot without a premium price. All the weight you need, all the machines you want, free parking, all in Buckhead. Come on, it's crazy. 700 Miami Circle is where you want to work out today. And for those who are feeling a little bit down because you may not have followed through on the healthy New Year resolution thing, hey, it's still the new year. You can start today. Look at yourself a year from now and hello, is that you? Because you're looking good, like snack-like. Yes, you are. 700 Miami Circle, or go to facebook.com/Jeans Body Tech, also known as JBT Fitness. Either way, $49 is nothing to pay to feel your best every day.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me. Whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Hi, I'm Viola Davis. Did you know that 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger? Growing up, I was one of those kids. But we can solve this. When we make breakfast happen for kids in our neighborhood, we have the power to end childhood hunger, create bigger, brighter school days, and healthier minds and bodies. Go to hungeris.org and lend your time or your voice.
We're hungry for more.
A message from the Albertsons Companies Foundation and the Entertainment Industry Foundation.
Big business. This is the American way.
Station Network.
See ya.
If you have the questions, we have the answers.
All
Go to ssnatl.com and click on the contact tab. As much as you like. We're the nation's urban station. Online. ssnatl.com.
I just want to thank Bobeth for coming in and hanging out with her boys on her half a day off. She don't work. Yeah. She don't sleep. She just works all day. Yeah.
To the Crush on the Sensation Station Network. We're finishing up our crushing interview with Bobeth Yates.
Thank you guys for inviting me.
Always.
So-
I have fun.
So, did you see yourself? It's been a year.
Hmm.
Are you where you want to be right now?
No. So, another thing about Atlanta is like you got to know somebody to get into some of the circles. And because I work so much and then on my days off I sleep so much, I haven't really tapped as much as I would love. But like, I heard you earlier when you were saying, the city's amazing, there's so much to do. It's true.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've even come close to experience the benefits of Atlanta.
What's the one thing you want to do that you haven't been able to do?
I don't know. Everything. There's so many. I want to go to one of those big balls so I can get a nice dress. I haven't gone into any of those, the different, I know they have a lot of the galas and balls. I want to go to one where I can just,
Yeah.
step out.
You want to get out there?
Mhm.
I see. Have you been approached? Because one thing about this city, very nice looking, attractive women get pulled into, hey, would you want to be part of this? Do you want to do? Have you got those phone calls?
I get a lot of that.
But you're a little hesitant.
I am a lot hesitant.
Right.
Not a little. Because the wrong thing in this industry could actually impact you negatively.
Right,
And we
right.
sign contracts, and I don't want to do anything where my boss is going to be like, we're not renewing this contract. Because I actually do like the city and want to stay.
Yeah, and we have bills out here.
Exactly.
We have
and
bills.
ain't nobody going to pay Georgia Power for me.
And they got to have this.
Yes, they do.
Don't you know Bobeth? You saw what she did? No, I don't know her like that.
See, and that's what's going to happen. All
You be
y'all
like,
gonna
can I
get-
come on the show?
Nope, won't disinvite me.
Be like,
See?
we quit the show 3 years ago.
I'm like, but it was just last year.
But I'm on the gram and I see you.
We deleted all your interviews, your pictures
Those
ago.
old. Those
I
old.
don't know what you keep looking at. Hey, so do you have is reporting good for you? I mean, you used to back in your old stomach ground. You did morning shows and things like that. Do you want to get back into that role
I
some?
do. But I have to accept the fact that this is a bigger market, and you almost like just have to wait your turn for that opportunity to open up here. I love the fact that my boss trusts me enough to do other things, like every now and then if someone calls in, I get to fill in on traffic or fill in on weather or something like that. But I wouldn't be honest if I said I don't want to be wouldn't want to do that more. I would love to do that more and just be more in the studio.
This question's for my daughter because she wants to get into this industry. How good is it to be able to be flexible, being able to wear different hats in this industry?
It's super important because you just never know what contract's available. And if you can, the key is to get into the station. So if you get in the station as a reporter, you get into the station as a photographer, you get into the station as whatever it is.
Just get in.
Just get in.
Right.
And the more flexible you are, the easier for that to happen.
What's up, man? Because you out here in these streets, man. One day you're Super Bowling, one day you're seeing somebody get cut up.
Yeah.
You covering Jeffrey Dahmer 1 week.
Next minute you chain the tires at NASCAR with big headphones on.
I was just watching her. I wanted to change, but I knew that it wasn't gonna work out.
So for people who
I would have hurt myself. You try to make me funny.
So people who don't have your Instagram page for you, where else can they find you at?
Everything is the same for me, at Bobeth Yates. So from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the same. Lucky for me, there's no other Bobeths. So it's easy.
Bobeth Yates.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
My dog.
About to take photos.
That's my dog. That's my
Be
dog.
right back.
That's my dog.
Use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big?